What you're going to become aware of this month, Libra, it's going to be completely out of this world. There is a specific information that you are going to have. This month, that specific information is going to open your eyes even more. That in itself is going to help you to reconnect with yourself again. And when I say that this is going to help you to reconnect with yourself, this is what I'm talking about, is the fountain of strength that you actually have within you. That in itself is going to help you to make an important, massive, huge, enormous step forward. And this step forward that I'm talking about, it's going to take place in the stage and in the period in between the 11th and the 17th of January 2022. In itself, it's going to make you feel really good about yourself, because it is going to be the actually really, important step towards the unknown. Before, this would put you off, but now you will know that this is the right thing to do. And even more so, you coming back to yourself, your spirit is going to come back to itself at this moment in time. And then, until the end of that month, what you're gonna experience is gonna be mind-blowing. And I'm saying this purely because a quiet, important, significant part of your life, which you think it was something really kind of like special to you already, it's going to become even more special, because the balance is going to be there. So therefore, you're going to be able to recognize the very, very specific part of your life that makes you extraordinary, that makes you who you are. And this is why I'm saying that this month is so important, because by the time you actually get to the last 7 days of January 2022, it's basically just you having the opportunity of your lifetime at the moment in time when you absolutely would not expect this. But what you need to remember, my gorgeous Libra, my Lord, above absolutely everything, what you need to remember, you must stay on your path. You do not give to anybody else to hold and carry the candle, the spiritual candle within. Because when you give that away, you give your own personal power away. And it's not only about that. You are the one who should be walking your own path. No one else can do that for you. But when it comes to the actual spiritual candle, you give your spiritual candle away, and then you find yourself in this midst of the actual darkness, and it's very difficult to find your way when it's really dark, you see. So this is why you just most certainly need to remember the way to hold your own candle, to the way to walk your own path. It's only to do these things in life, in this life, that make sense to you. So what you need to remember, not to absorb the negativity. You have to remove yourself from the negativity. So there is a lot of negativity going on, and this in itself can affect your personal power. So that's why I'm saying it's just absolutely super, super, super important to keep walking and holding your own spiritual candle. Because if you give it to someone else, you're just gonna kind of be keep on like being in darkness, and if you're in darkness, you will keep on being disorientated. So this is you coming back to yourself by trusting yourself, by believing yourself. And I'm not saying that you didn't trust yourself, I'm not saying that you didn't believe in yourself, but you will see that this is gonna go on the whole next level, which is on another hand going to create another obstacle, because there were two things on your mind. Two important things on your mind. Two paths ahead are going to be absolutely evident, and they're going to be part of almost everything when it comes to this month. But you have to remember, you must remember that path number one, it's going to be very easy and very quick, like that. Path number two, it's going to seem like very, very difficult, very uncertain, very slow. but this is the one that you go for, because you will know. Your heart is going to be telling you this. Your spirit is going to be telling you this. Your soul is going to be telling you this. There is going to be so many answers that you're going to have. There are going to be so many signs that you are going to have. And in particular, avoid paying attention to things that are making you feel really dark and negative, because this is the way to take your, this is the way when your spirit gets broken, and you don't want your spirit to be broken, because if your spirit is broken, then you become too placid with things ahead, too placid with things in front of you. It's almost as if like when your spirit gets broken, like, you know, you just are kind of like are following the negativity, following the uncertainty, and you know that this is not the right thing to do. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for January 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card reading is for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for January 2022. You know, when it comes to the actual numerology, it's number 2509. Number 2509, it's your number, and it means that you are going to become aware of a very, very important opportunity. And in fact, that opportunity is pretty much so going to become rather obvious in between the 1st and the 7th of January 2022. So this is something that is going to inspire you. This is something that is going to be needed for your own personal advancement. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter what is happening, this is going to become an absolutely incredibly important part of your life. So in between the 1st and the 7th of January, pretty much so, pay attention to your feelings, pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to your ideas, pay attention to what is inspiring you, but most importantly, pay attention to the specific part of your life that it's going to be keep on highlighted. What you're doing right now, what you're focusing on. Do not give your power away by absorbing the negativity from the outside that hasn't got anything to do with you. And I'm keep on repeating this because it's so important, because people have subconsciously kind of become the part of this darkness that just keeps on making you like to be on the same level. And this is what disorientation can do. So this is why am I saying, my gorgeous Libra, in between the 1st and the 7th, you see, it's all about this realization. You will be kind of keep on thinking about the certain things. Something is going to be pretty much on your mind. It's going to be coming back, and then it's going to be going, and it's going to be connected to the part of your life that you need to pay attention to, like what you're doing right now. Maybe it's to do with your work, maybe it's to do with your career, maybe it's to do with like an emotional personal blockage, maybe it's to do with lots of like negativities that you have picked up because you are like a Libra. You're a lot about the balance, and you can absorb these earthly energies. By the same time, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not kind of like thinking about yourself, then no one else is going to be thinking about you. Well, not literally, but do you know what I mean? You're the one who needs to walk your own path. So something is going to be pinpointed to you. So let's say that you're like working like a barista, for example, and then there is this specific like where I get a barista from, I have no idea, but there you go. But there is going to be a specific sign like, oh, I want to learn more about this, I want to learn more about that, I want to like expand in this particular way. So it's to do with your own progress, but it's to do with an expansion that is going to become evident, that is going to become obvious. So just pay attention to this, please, because that in itself is going to advance you, and you just need to remember to give a credit to yourself. Stay on top of the things by remembering and by understanding that this month you're going to have an absolutely mind-blowing turning point of your life when you least expected. So just wait for the last 7 days of January 2022, and you will see exactly what I was talking about, what I was referring to, and how important this is going to become to you, because it's going to make you feel colorful again. happen. It's going to make you feel like really kind of like, oh, it's going to increase your vibration. And this, at this moment in time, it's almost immediately going to bring you this healing in your life. And it's going to reflect on every single dimension. Sorry, plant. It's going to reflect on every single dimension that you kind of like put your projection towards. And also, on another hand, when it comes to the actual 2509, the power of your manifestation is going to be ridiculously strong, ridiculously powerful throughout the month of January. It is going to happen, this mind-blowing energy again when it comes to the power of your own manifestation. Okay, it's going to happen again in September 2022, at around the end of the September 2022, but it's got like a bit of a time, you know, until we get there. But I'm just trying to explain to you how powerful this energy is going to be. I know, oh yeah, manifestation, blah, blah, blah. No, baby, no, this is powerful. And of course, it can go both ways. I have to be a bit of a dark lala, of course, but no, this is actually a really good reading. But it can go both ways. So the power of manifestation, keep on being optimistic, focus on yourself, focus on the blockage, on an emotional blockage that is has been affecting you over the last 11 months. And the emotional blockage that has been affecting you over the last 11 months, it's purely because you were absorbing so much of the negativity around you, like too much of a negative information without even realizing, because sometimes subconsciously we can keep on hearing darkness, negative, darkness, sadness, down, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes subconsciously we are not even watching TV or doing anything, but then these informations are having such a terrible effect on us and our lives. Even subconsciously we can become a part of the like a sadness and darkness without even realizing. And to stay on top of things, this is what you need to do. You just focus on yourself, because the power of manifestation will be very strong. So which means as soon as you focus on something, not only you will be able to bring this into your life so much sooner, so much closer, so much quicker, but also it's going to become like a pretty much so very strong point of manifestation, very strong point where you are going to plant a spiritual seed at the same time. And when I say that it can go both ways, don't waste this energy, because you can be low, you can be negative, and you're just going to prolong things. Or you can maybe, oh no, the January, it's not the right thing to think about that. No, baby, no. Just remember, it's going to happen when you least expect it. The more you give out, the more you're going to get back. So this is what you need to just understand. And also, you know, it's going to help you so much, that opportunity that I said, that opportunity that you're going to become aware of, you know, because your life had like a bit of an uncertain outlook for a while. And this opportunity is going to open you up. It's going to open your mind. But it's almost immediately going to start an absolutely wonderful progress in your life. And you will be able to feel this, because almost immediately you're going to start feeling like a very much so brave, and it's going to give you strength. It's going to give you that balance, which is going to help you to have a control over your life again in such a way where you are going to become aware of your own capacity. You will have the necessary bravery and capacity in order to understand the actual that the persistence is the key. The persistence is the key. Do not go off your path, no matter what. And no matter how weird things may seem and strange and unusual and uncertain, you have to remember this. The persistence is the key. When it comes to the next stage of your life, next step of your life, okay? It's going to be there. It's going to become absolutely obvious, because the feeling within you, you're not going to be able to ignore. Your spirit is going to be like screaming like, come on, do it, go for it, do it, you know, carry on, you know. So it's an important unfinished business that you're going to need to carry on. But also remember above all that this month is going to change quite a lot. It is about your own turning point, but also it is about you realizing your own capacity. Okay, so, and also, you know, please just remember the actual, when it comes to that opportunity and things like that, you know, it's going to take a while, but then, you know, in order for you to achieve the maximum stage of this when it comes to your life. But on another hand, you know, it is basically, it is just you understanding that you need to be persistent with your life. On another hand, it's just going to bring you really important feelings and emotions that you didn't have in a long time. So this is why this is going to be so important. On another hand, at around the actual 21st and 22nd and the 23rd of January, there is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing news that you are going to have, and it's to do with things that you have been working on, and it's to do with your own achievement. It's to do with you actually very, very specific part of your life slowly moving on. You know, this is brilliant, because on one hand, you know, it's you will be recognized by somebody very special, and you're also going to be recognized by the people that you want to be recognized by. And on another hand, you need to understand also that, you know, this means that you're going to be shining really bright. You know, your energy is going to be super magnetic. So it's not only about the ideas and the realizations that you are going to have and the feeling that you want to move on with your life, but it's also at the same time, you know, about you basically realizing that, you know, it's just you're going to be recognized by important people, so you can make the most of it. But if you want to have an important conversation, you will be like really, I'm not saying that you're not smart normally, but you're gonna like, ooh la la, you're gonna be like kind of enjoying the conversation that you wouldn't normally enjoy, because there is a lot that is gonna kind of come out of you that normally wouldn't come out of you. So you're gonna be surprising yourself like along the way. So it's a very successful month when it comes to you explaining yourself, you talking, you communicating, you like kind of having important conversations. So anything that you want to kind of like work on, any problem that you stumbled upon over the last few months and you didn't know how to deal with, you will see the power of January is just going to help you to step forward, and you're just going to be flying through like a banana. You know, no, it's just so important. It's like you will be able to achieve a lot, and you are going to be coming out of yourself in an absolutely maximum spiritual way wherever you put your projection towards. So just remember this, you will be recognized. So if you want to like kind of do something about your work, go for it. You know, if you want to discuss something about your career, go for it. If you're looking for work, just kind of go for it. Just remember that there are specific things that are going to take place and happen when you least expect them. So you need to make the most of it, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. And also, you know what? It is just like this you know, you're gonna feel really very special about yourself at around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of January 2022. You're gonna feel very special about yourself, like an honor that you didn't feel in a long time, and that in itself is just gonna bring you to fulfillment. And it's also going to highlight a certain capability, and that is gonna inspire you even more, and that you're gonna find this really rewarding. But then and again, on another hand, you know, it's gonna be like a very successful time when it comes to admiration from the right people in your life that you want to be admired by. So this is going to mean to you a lot, but also very specific question is going to be answered to you as well. And this is something that is just going to put you in a bit of like a hermit mode, where you're going to find yourself being rather self-illuminated when it comes to the actual sacred knowledge. So you're going to feel like a little bit, oh God, you know, let me think about. And you need to understand that what you need to do is just, you need to kind of like take some time out, like a day, maybe it's just one day going to be. But on another hand, it's just like something is literally going to come to you, like a very powerful realization, something that you're in self-denial about. But then on another hand, you need to kind of trust yourself, because it is just basically, it's you doing the right thing and removing yourself from some kind of devilish person or devilish group of people. Not only when it comes to like you avoiding absorbing the huge absorbent, like an absolutely mental amounts of the negative energy, absorbing by listening to negativity all the time. You know, it's not only about that, but it's about you basically realizing that, you know, you need to work out some kind of plan. You need to come up with some kind of a plan, and the plan that you need to come up with, it's going to be very personal to you, and it's not something that you will want to go out and talk about to everybody, because you know what I mean, at this moment in time, time and this moment in your life, it's like the one group of people is that way and one group of people is that way. This group of people is just gone so far that way with like a completely opposed opinion to you, which is like you're like gone completely that way with completely opposed opinions to this group of people. So it's like you're so far apart. So this is something to like kind of pay attention to as well. If you come across like maybe people who have got like and you are gonna come across certain people who are gonna have a completely opposed and different opinions to you, there is absolutely no point to argue, because at this moment in time it's split and it's just like this is so far over there and this is so far over there, and the only way for you actually to go through this is just to follow your path and to come up with a plan, because this is all going to highlight again, like as I said, I know I'm sounding like a dark lala, but trust me, it's gonna be good months, trust me. Because everything that you have been through, this is nothing going to be completely different when it comes to like this, maybe a little bit of a sadness and devil playing a rather long little song out there, you know. It's just basically about you realizing something so special and so weird and so strange, you know, and it's nothing to do with you personally, but it's to do with a devilish person or a devilish group of people. And this is going to actually inspire you so much, because when it comes to those paths that I had before, that I said before, normally you would go with that path because it's so easy, you just go, you sail through. Well, it seems like it, but it's not really. And this path is like much more difficult, because you're gonna need to work out how to do things, how to go around in order to get where you want to get, the change of plans when it comes to your future, but not your future like completely, but how you're actually gonna get there. You know, it's gonna come to you. You're gonna realize that this is the only way to go. The only way forward is to go around this bend, around this darkness, around this ridiculous thing that doesn't actually make sense, and that's gonna become obvious to you completely by then, and it's all connected to that devilish person and devilish group of people. So this is most certainly going to be super beneficial for you, because it's going to make you inspire, it's going to inspire you even more, my gorgeous Libra, and also at the same time, you know, it's just going to make you even more determined, you know, and you will realize that you have, this is the time to be really highly analytical, and also kind of just pay attention to anything that you're told by the people who don't make sense, or by the people who are like kind of don't kind of like there is something not quite right with them, because if someone is trying to make you to sign something or do something and it doesn't make sense, just make sure you understand that this is an absolutely super important month to pay attention, to read everything that you can possibly read, to get as much as information as you possibly can. If something's like kind of offered to you, or if someone is like kind of asking you to do something, you know, sign something or something like that, you know, just make sure that you kind of understand absolutely everything, because there is going to be an amazing power that you're going to have when it comes to reading in between the lines. But also, my God, you will see by the end of January, you're going to be so much more wiser. You're going to open up in an absolutely most powerful and the most unique way, and that in itself is going to kind of really kind of confuse you, because almost immediately it's going to be connected to the certain changes that you're going to need to make when it comes to the actual priorities in your life. You must stay true to yourself. My gorgeous Libra, I will repeat, you must stay true to yourself. You need to promise to me that throughout the month of January, you're only going to be focusing on yourself. If you don't focus on yourself, if you don't work on yourself, you're going to lose yourself. And if we lose ourselves, we lose our balance. It affects our vibration. It affects our way of thinking. It's almost like we lose our own mind. So this is when then somebody else is thinking for us. So you have to come back into yourself. This is going to create the end of the very, very strange spell. You know, you're going to feel that there was a very strange spell in your life that slowly came to an end. And this is going to really affect you in such a way where it's going to surprise you how inspired you're actually going to feel. But then on another hand, it's all about you staying true to yourself. And this is where you really have to promise to me that throughout this month, you will only do things that make sense to you. I'm not saying that you're not doing things that don't make sense to you, but I'm just saying that because of the amount of the negativity that we absorb like a spiritual sponges, and we are spiritual, we are very sensitive to things. We very often don't notice that we kind of start losing ourselves. But the great time is, for you, the great news is that you are about to regain your power. You're about to regain your balance. You're about to regain your strength. Okay, so this is an absolutely mind-blowing month when it comes to you. And also, on another hand, when it comes to the actual nutrition and things like that, yes, you're gonna feel a little bit drained, you know, because it's a lot is gonna be going on throughout the month, but you are gonna achieve so much. Spiritually, you're gonna be quite open like a big mama, but then on another hand, that means that there is a lot gonna be coming to you. There are gonna be lots of signs and things like that to pay attention to, that are gonna confirm something to you in their own unique way. But on another hand, you know, it is just gonna drain you a little bit. So you're going to feel a bit tired, and also maybe just a little bit of stress, which is absolutely natural because a lot is going to be going on. Gosh, B vitamin complex. I suggest you the B vitamin complex to take every single morning, but also make sure that the folic acid is made as a folate. It's a natural version of that particular vitamin, and also B12 needs to be made as a methylcobalamin, which is the natural version of that particular vitamin. So always natural, of course. So take this the first thing in the morning, and the reason why I tell you this, it's because it's going to re-energize you, it's going to boost your energy, it's going to increase your personal balance, it's going to literally be superb when it comes to your stress or any worries or any negativities, and also it's going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system. And I know that your digestive system is also going to be a little bit sensitive, like almost every sign had a sensitive digestion. So try to drink as much water as you can. Cut out sugar completely if you haven't done so, please, because sugar is worse than that thing that they put up their nose. So it's very important for you to remember. And also try to sip and drink like organic dandelion tea, but organic throughout the month. But organic dandelion tea needs to be made of the whole plant and the root as well. And also organic chamomile tea, you're gonna find super beneficial when it comes to your specific balance and when it comes to the month of January 2022. Of course, without sugar, and if you need to sweet it, just use something like organic maple syrup or organic honey perhaps, and also unwaxed lemon. It's actually quite good as well and tastes lovely, you know, and this is something I recommend. And also, on another hand, try to get something like a natural vitamin D3 in combination with vitamin K, because vitamin K is going to help with its absorption. But on another hand, vitamin D3 is going to be so important for your sensitive bones. Your bones are going to be a little bit sensitive, so this is something I need you to take. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Libra, or not. So now going on the very first date that I would like to pay attention to, and before I go there, I would like to suggest you like a strawberry quartz. This is my new pendant and it's absolutely beautiful. It has got this wonderful, powerful energy to stimulate flow of happiness. It helps us to come out of ourselves. It helps us to communicate. It helps us with our own inspiration. It helps us to like pretty much so to say the right things, to do the right things, you know, and also especially, you know, at the time, you know, that we have all been through it, it made us to think in a negative way, because they're like a subconscious blockages that we are creating when it comes to our future, because things seem to be so uncertain, and that in itself just kind of throws us out of balance, and it just makes us feel like, oh God, you know. And this is why it's so important to wear something like this strawberry quartz, because it's almost immediately going to boost your energy and increase your vibration, and it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself when it comes to your communication and coming out of yourself. So when you're dealing with something important, this baby is a must. When it comes to January, February and March 2022, this is going to be super significant. The strawberry pendant, strawberry quartz pendant comes with a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, I have to say that, so thank you. So the first date, it's going to be on the 7th of January. So this is all about that idea that I mentioned before. From the 1st of January, first little baby baby, January. 1st of January, it's going to seem like a super, like a spaced out day. It's like going to be so weird and so bizarre. But then again, every single time when you feel like a kind of negative, weird and bizarre, there is also going to be something within that is just going to be calling you. You know, it's your own inspiration. It's to do with your own call. It's to do why you are on this earth. You know, it's to do with your own uniqueness, but also trusting yourself at the same time that sometimes things are not what they are. Sometimes things are not what they seem to be. And especially now, everything needs to come from you. So it's all about the 7th of January and the idea that you are going to have on that day. You know, this is brilliant because that idea, it's almost immediately going to start a process of transformation, because this is to do with your call. This is to do with who you are. This is going to be really important because it's going almost immediately going to make you to alter a certain part of your life. You will come up with an important plan how to juggle things, but also an important unfinished business to deal with. It's going to become obvious because it's actually going to be part of it. This in itself is going to bring you such an important answer, and it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself, and it's also going to help you to make sense of things. You know, when it comes to things that are absolutely not making sense at the moment, this is going to be a guiding light. This is going to show you these little flickers of light when it comes to the end of the tunnel. You know, it's important because for the first time after absolute ages, you will be able to see this flickering light, you know, right at the end of the spiritual tunnel. So this is going to be a big mama moment indeed. What you're going to start here, it's going to bring you mind-blowing reward, and within the next 10 weeks, exactly 10 weeks after this, you will be able to see enormous mind-blowing progress. It's the spiritual seed that you are going to plant at that moment in time. This is why you must stay on top of things and be optimistic. Don't say to yourself, oh no, I can't do this now. Oh no, I can't do this now. Oh no, it's not the right time. No, baby, no. Just swim. You're like a little fish and you're swimming, you know, and sometimes it's the time when you have to swim a bit further, you know. Sometimes it's the time when you need to go far, but it's also the time when you have to strictly listen to your intuition. No matter what's happening around you, it's time for you to pay attention to your own balance. This is like going to help you so much with the 7th of January. It's going to help you to find yourself on a very powerful spiritual quest where you will just want more out of life, because a lot is going to be on your mind, and it's going to extend up until the 10th of January. A lot is going to be on your mind, like for example, like things that you made that made you feel so negative and so bad and so uncertain lately, you know. My lord, you know, it has been almost like 3 years that this was like kind of like trying to catch up with you and slow you down, and now you're going to be like, piss off. No, now you're going to be like now you're going to be like, bye baby, bye baby, bye. You see what I mean? You will know exactly what am I talking about. This is going to become super obvious to you. You will find yourself on the spiritual quest, and you will absolutely have enough. And you will see that if you keep on going like this and thinking negatively and bringing yourself down, it's only going to slow you down. So it's all about you wanting more out of life, especially when it comes to negativity, sadness, you know, sorrow, disappointment, and things like that you had lately. So this is important indeed. The second important date, but before I go there, I would highly also recommend you these babies on my brand new pendant, Seraphinate, and it's brilliant when it comes to healing for nerves and brains, but also it's brilliant to remove all patterns of a balance, you know, old balance. It removes all patterns of imbalance because they will most certainly fall away. And it's fantastic crystal to wear every single time when we are worrying, when we are nervous, when we are uncertain, when so much is going on, when things are like really hectic, but in a very strange and unusual and mysterious way. But especially after we have been through so much, you know, this kind of like it helps you with that, but your personal vibration and your personal balance, and it makes you be optimistic towards the right things in life that you should be optimistic towards, so you don't block yourself or you don't slow yourself down. This is is absolutely brilliant crystal to wear January, February, March, and even April 2022. Every single time when you feel heavy, when you feel spaced out, when you feel weird, when you feel out of balance, when you feel negative, when you feel restrained, this is something that is almost immediately going to boost your balance. Okay, this comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below, my gorgeous Libra. I'll just have to say, by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you. 11th of January, it's just like a basically, you are going to, karmically, this is a very powerful time. So someone is still kind of, you're holding grudge towards someone. There was a specific situation that happened in your past, and you need to kind of remove this person from your circle, from your energy. Not like cut anything out with them, like physically, like that, bye, see you later. No, because this person is like kind of out of your life, but it's just still like karmically, you need to forgive them. You need to kind of remove yourself from this particular situation. So you're also going to feel like negative about someone. So who you feel negative about on the 11th of January, even 11th, 12th and 13th of January, who you feel negative about within these days, I really highly suggest you to try to forgive them. I know it's easy for me to say because it can be very difficult, but on another hand, this is the way for you to come out of the situation, because it's going to bring you a mind-blowing karmic reward, which is going to become super obvious on the 25th, 26th and 27th of January 2022. There is going to be very interesting reward that you're going to get, and you will see a very powerful correlation with the 11th of January. But try to forgive and forget, please. On another hand, 11th of January also is basically, this is where you're going to become aware of an absolutely mind-blowing improvement in your life. It's to do with your development, promotion, but also it's to do with an outcome of the past efforts. The things that you have been working on, especially over the last 23 months that were very slow, the things that you wanted to achieve over the last 23 months that just didn't happen, or you were like kind of stuck, and it's like, my God, what is happening? I don't know what to do. Motivation is just like going and going and going. So this is so important time when it comes to your own inspiration as well, motivation as well. So remember, it's to do with the promotion, you're just going on the next stage of your life, but it's to do with an outcome of past effort, which is going to lead towards your own rebirth. This delayed your life. It delayed so many things in your life. So of course it's going to be important. And also on the 11th of January, that in itself is going to be, it's going to open up the actual pathway when it comes to your own devotion. It's going to inspire you again, and life is about to bring you a whole new meaning through your own inspiration. You will realize how strong you are, you will realize how powerful you are, and you will also realize that if you don't help yourself, and if you don't think about yourself, you're not going to be able to help to anyone else, You have to love yourself. I'm not saying you're not loving yourself, but I'm just saying that now it's time for you to pay attention to yourself, because the more you do this throughout the actual month of January, more you're going to get out of it, the more you're going to gain out of it, whether this is work, whether this is emotions, whether this is your feelings, whether this is you finding yourself on a spiritual quest. This is all about you taking your life on the next stage, on the next step, no matter what. And keep on repeating that, certain things are going to take place when you least expect. So just keep this in mind. So it's about your own devotion that is going to open a new portal on the 11th of January. And there is also going to be a very unusual sign that you are going to have on that particular day. It's going to be like the sign from the actual spirit. You will either smell something, certain perfume, someone who used to be in your life, or the light is going to be flickering, or something is just going to fall off, or there's going to be a temperature change, or you're going to feel that there is someone there, and then you look, there is no one there, but you will know that spirit. It's also, pay attention to when you feel there's some kind of presence around you, what was on your mind, because it's trying to make you aware of the fact that what is on your mind that you're uncertain about, it's to do with your success, it's to do with the next step, and you're wondering, it's going to come into fruition. Okay, so pay attention to what this is, what the spirit guide or your guardian angel or spirit guide is going to try to make you aware on the 11th of January 2022. But it's also about your own devotion on this day, offering more services and efforts towards a very specific goal in your life, okay? And people are going to be playing an important role here in between the 11th and the 13th of January as well. The people who mean to you so much, the people who are important to you, because one of the people that are so important to you, they're going to pinpoint something about yourself that you've been kind of neglecting. So this is very, very kind of like a powerful time for you, because out of that there is something very special going to come up, because you're going to start feeling very emotional in the best possible way, which is almost immediately going to reconnect with your past and a very specific time in your past. And that time in your past, it's also going to reveal something that's missing in your life. It's going to remind you exactly, it's going to give you the spiritual flavor of what you should do, how important is to carry on with your life, but also it's going to bring you an important reflections with the current situation, where you're going to be thinking about the big change that is going to affect your home, your and things like that. This is going to bring a very strong reflection from the past that is going to help you out with an insight, through this absolutely powerful vibration indeed. The 31st of January is the third date that I would like to talk to you about. Now this is like a pretty much so going to be about you maybe thinking, and you're going to find yourself being rather deep here, and it's all about a certain lack of understanding, and that lack of understanding that you had made you pretty inactive when it comes to your life, and it made that you kind of be delayed with the progress in your life, and it affected your concentration. On another hand, it also kind of made you feel kind of restrained. I know I sound a bit of dark Lala, but this is all really good. This is massive. This is a big mama moment on the 31st of January, because all this lack of understanding are going to become absolute opposite. It's going to bring you actually understanding by the end of the day on the 31st of January, because it's about you finding yourself within these vibrations, and you're finding yourself within this element, within this dimension, which is going to basically reconnect you with some really important people in your life who mean to you the most, whether these are family members or the best friends. However, they're going to be playing an important role when it comes to you having your eyes open, but most importantly, you coming up with a resolution of a problem, conclusion. So all this is going to bring you towards you coming to an end of these problems, and you feeling this restraint, and you feeling like, your hands were tied back. Now your hands are going to be, hi baby, It's about the conclusion, which is going to bring you healing. It's about your own satisfactory result, because you will understand exactly quite a lot that you didn't understand so far. And that in itself is going to inspire you so much. And it is going to be connected to some kind of compromise that you are going to have, which is on one hand going to make you aware of negative things, and most importantly, it's going to direct you towards good things, towards optimistic things, and towards powerful things in your life that are going to make you feel good about yourself. You see, that you should be doing. It's all about you finding yourself on the spiritual quest, but at the same time making the most of it, trusting yourself, believing yourself, and realizing that there is your power. There is the essence of your power, the strongest, nowhere else. You see. And also on another hand, this is going to bring you the 31st of January, and even the 1st of February, 2nd of February, and the 3rd of February. These days are all going to be about the new possibilities in your life that are also going to pave the way when it comes to very, very important people coming in and walking into your life as well. So karmically, this is a big moment of rejuvenation and your own rebirth. birth, which means that it's going to bring new approaches to old problems. And now suddenly, you know, on the 31st of January, you're also going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I was worrying about this so much. I can't believe I was worrying about this too much. And the next like 2 or 3 days in February 2022, it's all going to be pretty much of this strong energy of your own motivation, new approaches to old problems, but also it's all coming from the new knowledge and realization that you are doing the right thing in life. So now, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to the actual first part of January, mid part of January, and the last part of January, I'm just going to briefly say what to actually pay attention to. Midnight, nor the sound from the pavement. Has the moon lost her memory? She's smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can dream of the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. My Libra, I love you. My gorgeous Libra, sorry to torture you again with my singing. So the first part of January is just all about you revisiting old plans. Pay attention to the feeling when it comes to you revisiting some old plans, but also they are going to be quite important when it comes to the certain experience that you've had with this. And also it's about important when it comes to you making taking the next steps, because they're going to bring you emotions that you need. And that in itself is going to help you to connect with yourself when it comes to bold and ambitious choices, but also at the same time it's all about you expanding your plans, but also continuing to move forward from the stagnation. So just remember this. The mid-January, just remember the mid-January, it's actually going to bring you some sudden or unexpected changes. So just remember to review your options rather carefully. The last part of January, oh my God, this is a big mama moment, because it's all about a significant life experience that you're actually going to have. But that, even most importantly, it's going to require from you to make certain changes. This is going to make you feel good about yourself, because you know there are going to be some powerful and rather unexpected revelations that you're going to become aware of, which is going to even make you even more, going to push you further, you know. This is very, very important indeed. So now, my gorgeous Libra, Libera, 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 boost your vibration, raise your vibration, libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 pam, pam, libera, 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 I'm sorry, my gorgeous Libra, again, but just remember to raise your vibration. So now, when it comes to the actual relationships, my gorgeous Libra, those of you in relationship are going to have a great time this month, purely because, very, very unexpected situation is going to take place. And the unexpected situation is going to be mind-blowing moment in time, because both of you are going to have this very, very inspiring advice. It's to do with an advice that you are going to have. This advice is going to open your eyes, but it's going to inspire you so much when it comes to difficulties that you had over the last 2 months. Because you have found yourself having a certain blockage when it comes to, especially like doing new things, launching new projects, it just made your life so difficult. So this is going to be fantastic when it comes to the next stage, next step of your life, because by the time you get to the last part of January 2022, it's all about you going on the next step of your life, next stage of your life. And I really like this because it's something that you have been keep on leaving behind. It's to do with what you want to do. It's an option, an opportunity, but also you have to kind of like slow yourself down a little bit, because there were like so many other things that affected you. So now it's all about this very, very interesting advice that is going to have help you to have a remarkable new starting point for both of you in this January 2022. Okay, so now when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to libera, when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Liberinas, now basically I really like this, because this month you are pretty much so going to feel like, oh God, unsatisfied desires, like you're gonna find yourself thinking how you want someone. Maybe you were thinking about before that you wanted to have someone and be with someone, but karmically maybe it just wasn't the right time. So pay attention to it around the 5th of January, what is actually going to take place. Around the 5th of January you are going to be thinking quite a lot. 5th of January, 15th of January, and 25th of January. So it's the 5th of January, 15th of January, and the 25th of January. It's when you're going to be like thinking about these things that I've just said, like, like, oh no, like you're going to feel like you miss something in your life. And that in itself, it's going to really reawaken you, and it's going to make you aware that now you're ready to have someone in your life, because you are almost immediately going to feel like a certain obstacle, like, oh, I want to have a bit of a libera, I want to have a little bit of like stranger in the night, liberina in the morning. Now, it's just like if you're gonna feel like, oh yeah, like I want to reconnect with people, for example. So you're gonna feel ready, but it's almost immediately going to create certain obstacle, and that obstacle is just also at the same time going to kind of be the main reason why you're going to feel really creative. And your creativity, it's going to put you on the path where you're going to have a really meaningful experience, which is going to take place at around the end of the month, after the 25th of January. It's going to be really meaningful experience, and the meaningful experience that I'm talking about is just going to feel like almost like an adventure. And that meaningful experience is going to be the answer, because that meaningful experience is also going to put you on the path then and there. That path is going to bring you someone very, very special. That meaningful experience is going to require from you to go somewhere again, to do something, to go somewhere. Maybe this is the brand new place that you go to. Maybe you change the certain days where you go somewhere. But this is all going to make sense. And that in itself is going to put you on a path with somebody very special. And that person is going to make themselves known already in January and February 2022. And it's not going to be that long. So far, you haven't been ready. Maybe karmically you had to let someone go, but most certainly now it's not going to be that long until this wonderful person walks into your life. There's so many elements going to be around. Even if you don't meet that person in January, the February is going to be like a big mama when it comes to that person. So it doesn't really matter. But most certainly that person is just like, as soon as you see that person, it's going to be feelings and emotions within you, butterflies, baby, that you didn't feel in such a long time. So you will know who I'm talking about. And this is just specifically such a powerful person when it comes to your balance, because it's going to make things so much better for you, and vice versa as well. And it's not even going to be that long whatsoever. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, I love you all so, so, so much. And also, I wish you the happiest new year 2022. You really deserve it. And let's hope it's going to be much better than the year 2021. Bye. You know what I mean? So, I wish you all the best. I wish you lots of love, happiness, and success. Stay optimistic, you know, keep on being on top of things by being optimistic and by paying attention to only those things that make sense to you. Think about yourself and your own further advancement, no matter what's happening around you. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings. Lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings. Lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Libra. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you all. Bye.